How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin is hitting new 2.5 year highs. It's up over $65,000. This is something that we've talked about was going to happen for a long time. We positioned ourselves for this moment. And Blackrock is about to buy in 1 hour. Almost all the Bitcoin seems to be sold out. I want to explain why this is and take a look at some of the cryptocurrencies that I'm buying here today and have been buying over the last few weeks. So let's look at it. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification underneath the video. There's also a link down there to Margex in case you want to trade cryptocurrencies on leverage. You can do that with the link underneath the video. They do have a sign-up deposit bonus as well that can be used towards fees for the first couple weeks. And this is one of the best platforms out there. As I said, like if you don't want to leverage trade, that's okay. But in a bull market, it can make you a lot of money. Like it can, especially if you are, especially if you're careful about how much you actually leverage trade. You can just see like a straight up channel on Ethereum. I actually put a long in on Ethereum recently as well. And yeah, it's doing really well. Just since yesterday, it's up 16%. It's not super extreme leverage. It's not like a 50x or anything like that. So with the narrative of Bitcoin continuously moving up, with the Ethereum update or upgrade in about 10 days, with the ETF possibility in the next couple months, I think Ethereum will probably make a massive move. And it'll be interesting as it's getting closer to its all-time high. This could get pretty explosive. So if you want, there's a link to this underneath the video. There's also a link to Blowfin and CoinW in case you want to try out some other platforms. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. As you can see here, we charted this out a couple videos ago. Just this triangle, this bullish flag, bull flag, and yeah, we just broke out right above it and hit 65,000. Now we'll probably consolidate. Maybe we make some more big moves today because in just an hour, in just about an hour, hour and a half, Blackrock starts buying. Blackrock starts buying from all the people that wanted to buy over the weekend, right? How many people did you talk to about Bitcoin? Or how many people did you want to talk to about Bitcoin, about how well Bitcoin's doing? I know I talked to a few people about it this weekend. And yeah, there are probably a lot of people that were on the golf course talking about how good Bitcoin was looking, about why they bought Bitcoin recently and how it's going up, how now you can buy it in retirement accounts. And yeah, they'll probably have some buying pressure, especially as we get closer and closer to all-time highs in US dollar terms. There are going to be more and more people talking about it, more and more people looking at it, more and more people wanting to buy it, especially when you consider, like for us, a lot of the people that have been around crypto for the last couple of years, I know some people are itchy to take profits. But if you came in right now, this would not be the worst time to buy. I mean, you're still not at all-time highs. And even last market, when it was muted, or last cycle when the returns were muted because of bad actors like Sam Bankman-Fried and Celsius, BlockFi, like all those people, it still did a 3.5x from the previous all-time high. So if we still got that this time around, which a lot of people are saying now that we may never see a bull market again, if we saw that, it would still be a really good investment for a lot of people. If you came in pretty hard and heavy at 69,000, got a 3x out of it, a lot of people would be ecstatic at that return. Now, Bitcoin is being swallowed up by the ETFs. Keep that in mind. There are only about 15 million Bitcoin left. Most are lost or liquid, and about 8 million, and there are about 8 billion people on Earth. I'm doing a bit of a giveaway over on Twitter. If you want to go follow me, you can. It's My Financial Fry, F-R-I, and we're giving away $116 of USDT, so that way someone can become the average Bitcoin holder on Earth. But as you can tell, there's just not much Bitcoin to go around. Like if we look at the Bitcoin left on exchanges, depending on where you look, it's anywhere between 1.8 million and 2 million. Now, the ETFs have been buying up a lot. Last week, they swallowed up 30,000 Bitcoin. And a lot of the Bitcoin that's being sold, obviously, is GBTC. That should decrease over time. We actually saw it decrease over time up until about midway through last week. It was almost positive for a couple days. It was within $20 million of being positive. But then Genesis most likely started to dump to then buy Bitcoin on the back end. So it's basically netting out like those extra sells shouldn't really even be counted because Genesis is selling GBTC and then they're going and buying Bitcoin with it. So it basically nets out to nothing. So if you took out how much is coming from GBTC and you just said, okay, we're going to have the same demand, but we're going to have no outflows from GBTC, that would average us at about 42,500 Bitcoin for the last 8 weeks. Every single week, 42,500, which means if you took that 1.8 million divided by 42,500, it would only take about 42 weeks to withdraw all that from exchanges. And that's just from the ETFs. That doesn't account for sovereign wealth funds. It doesn't account for pensions that maybe want to hold Bitcoin. I guess they would just buy the ETFs most likely, but it doesn't account for sovereign wealth funds. It doesn't account for wealthy individuals. It doesn't account for any new demand, which we're seeing banks talk about offering this to their clients, new banks and new financial institutions. So there's just not much left. And I realize we'll never get down to zero Bitcoin because when they keep on buying this amount of Bitcoin, the price is going to skyrocket. And it's not like the amount of money coming into the ETF skyrockets with the price. It's not like, okay, if Bitcoin goes up to $100,000, there's 1.5 times more money flowing in to get the same Bitcoin. No, it's probably about the same amount of money that buys less Bitcoin. So I realize that we're never going to be fully out of Bitcoin, but it will skyrocket the price. Like you can't buy on OTC anymore. There's no OTC Bitcoin left. So Blackrock, when they start buying in a few hours, when Fidelity starts buying, we never know what's going to happen. But over time, if they continue at this pace, the price of Bitcoin is going to shoot up. And, we're hitting all-time highs in new currencies. I've shown this before, but the euro hit an all-time high of 60,000 today. The Australian currency, also Bitcoin versus the Australian currency, hit an all-time high right around 100,000, which is just crazy. I mean, that's a big psychological number too for people in Australia. So this is going to hit headlines. This is going to hit headlines. People are going to want to buy Bitcoin. And then they're going to turn to some alts. As I said, I do think Ethereum has a pretty good narrative right now. It's been muted. The returns haven't been fantastic for the last year and a half compared to something like Bitcoin. But now that might flip a little bit. Now, if you want to go down the line a little bit more, one crypto that I accumulated more of in the last couple of weeks is Syncus. Syncus is an interesting one to me. They are rolling out borrowing and lending. Now, they've done extremely well. I've talked about them for a while on the channel. I think when about a month ago we were talking about them and they were at like 0.002. Now they're up 7x from that point. And they were just at an all-time high yesterday. So they continue to break new all-time highs. I am still staking my Syncus too. They're about a $77 million market cap. I'm staking my Syncus to get some nice returns. And with the new borrowing and lending program, the stakers will be the people that get the fees from the borrowing and lending program. They have a huge treasury balance of about 11.3 million as well, and they're making a huge amount of revenue every single day. So if you want to check this out, you can. I'm not telling you to buy these. You have to do your own research. I'm not going to tell you to buy anything, but this is something that I accumulated recently. Another one that I am buying is Alvara. So I was an investor in this. They're a decentralized hedge fund, essentially. You can go try to make your own basket of cryptos. They have a new token standard on Ethereum, which is pretty difficult to get, as I understand. And they are going to make it so that you can get access to funds decentralized funds. So someone, XYZ person, Joe Sixpack from down the road can go make a hedge fund. If he does well, maybe you want to put crypto in his hedge fund or you want to fund it as well. And then he kind of manages. It's like copy trading a bit. But they have to put Alvara tokens in here. Now they have some big backers. They're also being launched through Tencent. They have their token listing very soon on Uniswap at 9 a.m. Eastern time or 2 p.m. GMT or 2 p.m. UTC, I believe. So Yeah, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to watch. Tencent typically has really good launches, and I know there are a lot of people looking to get in on this one. Another one that I'm looking at is Aether Games. It's a transmedia development studio that creates immersive gaming and entertainment experiences for both Web 2 and Web 3. They just made a big announcement recently. They secured the exclusive rights to develop the official online trading card game, the Wheel of Time series, which this isn't something I had heard of, Wheel of Time, but I looked it up and it's pretty big. It's a show. I think they're working on their second season on HBO maybe. I forgot exactly, but apparently it's pretty successful. A lot of people like it. They also have a launch right now on Bybit. Now, I've heard behind the scenes that this is close to their biggest launch ever through their launch campaign on Bybit. So they're just a few thousand people away from breaking that record. If you want to be part of that, I'll put a link to this underneath the video as well. But this could be huge too, especially with the gaming narrative going for the next bull run. There are a lot of people too that are in on this, that are excited about it, that I've talked to. So you can check that out underneath the video as well. So those are 5 cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sync, Alvara, and Aether that I'm allocating towards right now. But there are a lot of cryptos that are going to do well. In my video yesterday, I talked about how every crypto is going to do well. Like, it's just how the bull run goes. There are going to be some outliers that do poorly, right? There are going to be some cryptos with poor tokenomics that maybe I don't want to invest in, right? But they'll probably still go up. When the bull market happens, when people are jumping to swallow up whatever they can, that when they are looking for any kind of gains and they're getting greedy, they're going to invest everywhere. The key is to not get caught still standing up when the music ends, musical chairs, right? You want to make sure that whatever you buy, you have an exit strategy, or you have an exit in general that you can get out of before people start fleeing the crypto space. And make sure that you understand yourself. You know what you're going to do during the top of the next bull market. Make sure that you take some profits along the way, and you force yourself to do that. Unless you set out and say, hey, I think Bitcoin's going to super cycle. I'm not going to sell anything right now. And all I'm going to buy is Bitcoin. I'm not going to buy any alts. Okay. Still not sure that's the best plan, right? But hey, that is a plan, which is important. That's better than just going into it blindly, buying 100 different alts, never selling them. Like, if you're going to hold on diamond hand for the long term, Bitcoin's probably the way to do it. You don't want to diamond hand a bunch of altcoins, because that could be deadly. That could be really rough this next bear market. Now, let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Let's take a look at what's running today. Looks like meme coins again. Pepe up another 35%. Shiba Inu up 20%. Bonk up 27%. Phantom up 28%, which is nice to see. Phantom was really quiet for a long time. I still hold a little bit of Phantom from the last bull run. But yeah, it's a good day. Bitcoin is looking explosive. Maybe it breaks all-time highs in US dollar terms sooner than we think. Thank you so much. Again, you can check out the links underneath the video. I'll leave some links to Sync, Alvara, Aether if you want to invest or do a little bit more research. But then there are also links to Margex, CoinW, Blowfin. There's also a link, in case I didn't mention this, there's also a link to HGAalgo, which gives you bullish and bearish momentum indicators. As you can see here, a bullish momentum indicator came up around 51,000, and it stayed on the entire time we were in this range. And now, yeah, it's taking you from 51 to 65 without flipping bearish. Pretty awesome. It's really good for trading. In case you want to check out the link underneath the video, it's 20% off right now. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.